Welcome back to SHIB Planet, everyone. This is Ace. Today we're going to talk about the SHIBOSHIs, the 10,000 unique NFT characters which have just been released by the Shiba Inu development team. Now, Shytoshi has just released, just as some of you guys know, has just released a Medium article which discusses all about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of it in part and I'll try to illustrate the main points as usual, just so you can get the gist. So it starts off by saying, when SHIBOSHIs? In reference to how long we've been waiting for this, it says 10,000 lovable creatures are on their way to you. The excitement behind this NFT drop has eclipsed anything which we could have imagined, and we are so excited to bring them to you next week or earlier, which means it's going to be coming out pretty soon. And it'll be a fair launch, so don't worry. We'll make sure everyone gets a heads up. And there's a special note that during the first 24 hours, you'll only be able to purchase SHIBOSHIs with LEASH, and then after that with LEASH and ETH. So that's pretty interesting. I'll dive more into that a little bit later. The next paragraphs, he just basically goes on to say that SHIBOSHIs are going to be available only on ShibaSwap, and he provides a link. If you've been to ShibaSwap, this is the interface of ShibaSwap. There's already a section there which has been devoted to NFTs, so obviously you just follow that. At the moment, if you click it, it's still saying coming soon, so we'll just carry on with that. The rest of the article, he mentions that buying and trading SHIBOSHIs is going to be completely free with the exception of gas fees. Now, usually on other platforms, when they charge, they actually charge a small fee for buying or for trading NFTs, but that's not going to be the case with ShibaSwap, which is pretty cool. So now there's this part here, which is what most of you are going to be interested in, the cost. So what I've done is I'll illustrate that for you as I read it. Okay, cool. So pretty much cost. So each costs are going to be based on tiered pricing. So there's going to be 3 tiers, and as we go through each tier, the price will change, and so too will be the amount of available NFTs for purchase. In the first tier, 3,000 SHIBOSHIs will be available at a cost of 0.1 ETH, and that's going to be paid in LEASH token, and it has to be purchased in LEASH token for the first 24 hours. Then in the next tier, it reads that 5,000 SHIBOSHIs will be available for purchase at a cost of 2 ETH. I didn't update that, so I'm just going to of 0.2 ETH, and this is going to be available for purchase in LEASH for 24 hours. And then the final 2,000 SHIBOSHIs, they're going to cost 0.3 ETH, more or less the same thing, which is payable in LEASH. And it goes on to say that they don't expect the floor to last very long. And I can tell you for sure, you guys, if you watched a couple of videos ago, I did an experiment where I purchased NFTs from a Moody Crow's project. These NFTs, they do not last 1 minute. So that's just being excessively generous. Particularly with the large community which we have, there's no way that the NFTs will last, particularly long, and which is pretty interesting. Anyway, it goes on to say, please note that each wallet can only buy 10 SHIBOSHIs, and this is so that people can I suppose, can get them before they sell out. And in my own personal comment on this is going to mean that LEASH token is going to pump. In fact, it's already pumping. I think if you look on even just on ShibaSwap itself, not long ago it was just trading at about 1,000. It's already 1,500 LEASH token, and we're definitely going to gradually see this price increase. I think we already discussed that in the previous video. I think this is just me. I was doing a simulation before on what I think is going to happen. So this was the price, just a few hours ago before the Medium article, and now it's increasing. So I personally believe with LEASH token, this could definitely very quickly 5x, because it's got such a low supply, circulating supply, and the amount of LEASH which I hold, it would have gone from, let's see, how much is it, from about just over 1,000 to 7,000. So that's really interesting. Anyway, I digress. We'll head back to the rest of the article. It goes on to talk about burning. So basically, we've known about this for a while. At each change in attribute, in this case it's a name, 100 SHIB is going to be the transaction fee, and that's going to be burnt. So if you multiply that by 10,000, it'll mean there's a potential for a $1 million burn, and that's pretty cool. So and you can assume that at each time that somebody sells or transfers their NFT, that burn is also going to take place. So at any given point in time, there's probably tens of thousands or thousands worth of SHIB being burnt constantly. And later you're actually going to realize that there's very likely, strong likelihood that more NFTs might come out, and if they have this mechanism, is yeah, there's going to be a year of burns, particularly next year, in my view. Anyway, then it just goes on to mention about the SHIBOSHI's game itself. Says that's right, SHIBOSHIs aren't just NFTs, they're going to be converted into game characters. And it says the SHIBOSHI game will allow SHIBOSHI holders the ability to use their NFTs in strategic gameplay. And it goes on to say how he gives an example of how some SHIBOSHIs will have special attributes like laser eyes, which can have, depending on the type of game which is played, they can have different abilities, whether it's an attacking or a blinding ability. And yeah, and the code name for that game is going to be called the Oshiverse. That's what it looks like. It says here it'll have multiple playable characters, and yeah, that's pretty much most of it. Then he sums it up by saying, in our next medium, we will discuss ShibaSwap updates, Doggy DAO, the Launchpad incubator, and until then, salute. So that's pretty interesting. So that is the Medium article from Shytoshi. Looks like the SHIBOSHIs are on their way, and this is probably going to do some really interesting things for the price action. Last time I adjusted my calculator, this was the price, but I'm not doing a simulation at the moment. I'm really quite interested in what's going to happen with LEASH token. At the moment, the price is definitely going to skyrocket. So, but I've been prepared for this. I got as much LEASH as I was comfortable, and I'll have a crack at getting one, at the very least one SHIBOSHI. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've got a very large community, and yeah, that might prove a challenge. But if you know, in my previous video, I bought an NFT for about 150 or to 170 bucks, and currently it is. Let me just quickly pause the video and see the real price. Okay, let me just go there quickly. So so currently the price, I know that there's a floor price of about 1.5, and yeah, some of them are being listed for 5,000, but I don't think that's the floor price. So basically, I have 10x'd with this project here. So how much more do you think a project like the SHIBOSHIs will be able to go up by? That's just my thoughts. Anyway, guys, that's just an update. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is Ace. Peace.